everyone, it's Christine, the Mighty Murphin Fashion Ranger. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, and I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe to my channel below. You can also click the little notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. This video is going to be about my first trimester of pregnancy and how I dealt with some of the symptoms. Now I need a sip of water because my throat just got really dry. I'm going to try to do some more of these pregnancy update videos, so if you like these, leave me a thumbs up below or a comment and let me know so I can keep doing them. Odie's back there. There he is. Oh, yep, hanging out, sleeping. Anyway, so I found out I was pregnant on Easter Sunday. My husband and I had been trying for, I guess it was technically 6 months in April, but I had gotten pregnant in March, so it was really 5 months, but we didn't know until 6 months. And sorry if you can hear that ambulance going by. Anyway, so I found out on Easter Sunday, and just to give you a little scenario of what happened, when we were trying to get pregnant, I had ordered an ovulation kit from Amazon, and the whole time I used it, the ovulation kit never told me that I was ovulating. So I would try it like different times during my cycle. It wouldn't tell me ever that I was ovulating, and I had actually talked to someone else who had the same experience, so I don't know if whatever hormone it's supposed to pick up on, like mine is just too light or something for it to pick it up. I have no idea. But I tried testing it at different times over the course of like a few months. It never told me I was ovulating. But it also came with some little pregnancy test strips. They're just like the little strips that you can dip in. And I got up on Easter Sunday. I was like 4 or 5 days late on my period, which had happened a couple times before. So that's why I wasn't like testing right away when it happened. I was like, well, let me just wait a couple days. Maybe it'll come. I don't want to get like overly excited because I had done that a couple months before, and that just makes you more upset when you find out you're not pregnant. So Easter Sunday, I get up. My husband is already downstairs on the couch watching TV. I go to the bathroom, pee in a cup, and I put the little strip in. And if it's negative, it'll just give you 1 line. If it's positive, it gives you 2 lines. So I'm looking at it, and I see the first line, and then I start to see the second line, and I was like, is this real? Is it? Like, I wasn't 100% sure. So I was like, I'll just do another one. So I stick another one in there and look at it. Same thing happens. I get 1 line, and then I get a second line. And I was like, okay, there's 2. It's very rare that you get a false positive. So I was like, I think this is really happening. So I make it like a couple steps down, and I'm like, hey. And he's like, what? What's happening? Because I don't even think he knew I was awake at that point. And I was like, I just took 2 pregnancy tests, and they're positive. And I just start crying. So I sit on the steps, and I'm bawling my eyes out because it's a combination of a few things. We had been trying for months and nothing had been happening, so it's kind of like a relief that like we had been trying and it finally happened. It's also exciting because I'm a first-time mom. I don't have any children. It's an exciting time when you've been trying to have a baby and you find out you're having one. And then it's also a mixture, I would say, of like nervousness and anxiousness because you know that statistically bad things can happen in the first trimester. So it was a mixture for me of all of those feelings at once, which is why it came out my eyeballs because my body didn't know how else to deal with it at the time. So he jumps up from the couch because he had been convinced the whole time that like my ovulation kit strips, since they had never worked for me, that it must have been like a faulty package or whatever. So he's like, I don't believe those pregnancy strips because that kit has never worked. I'm going to the store and I'm buying you some tests. So I took a video while this was happening of him being out to the store getting me some pregnancy tests. And I'm going to insert that here, and I hope you like it. I'm very, like, I'm a mess. But you'll get, like, the emotion that I was feeling behind it. So I'm going to put that in here. Sorry if I look like I am a hot mess, because I absolutely am. I just woke up about 5 minutes ago. Sorry, and I'm also, like, shaking. Like, I don't even know how to hold my camera. So, my husband and I have been... Sorry, this is like, I'm like, oh man, okay. My husband and I have been trying to have a baby since October. It is now April. It is actually Easter. It is Easter. And I woke up this morning. My period has been 3 days late, but I mean, I didn't really want to get too excited, because that's happened twice before where I just got my period late. And I was, like, really excited about it, and then obviously took, like, multiple negative pregnancy tests. But I woke up this morning, and I took... Sorry, I'm, like, shaking. I took 2 positive pregnancy tests. So I'm, like, crying, kind of, like, hyperventilating a little bit, because I am excited, but also equally terrified. Because I've obviously never been pregnant before, and the whole process is very daunting to me. I'm having a lot of emotions right now. Whew, okay, I just have to breathe. I'm probably gonna maybe put this in a video at some point. Yeah, because this is literally like, well, my initial reaction was a lot of crying of, like, happiness and also kind of, like, disbelief. So I'm trying to, like, calm down. Yeah, so that's what's going on. So happy Easter, I guess. And that ambulance is going by again, so sorry about that if you can hear it. So my husband comes back, and if you know my husband at all, when he is, like, unprepared or, like, surprised by something, I guess now it's a fire truck. It's so loud. When he's surprised by something, he, like, takes it to the extreme. So he came back with 2 boxes of pregnancy tests. There were 6 total, because there were 3 in each. And he said to me, I didn't know how many you needed, so I got you 6, just in case. Which, obviously, most of them I didn't even end up using. I took 2 just to, like, convince him that it wasn't just 1. Like, I took 2. So, obviously, we were both very excited. I don't think he was crying at all. I was just the one who was a hot mess. But thankfully, I called my doctor the next day, because obviously I took the test on a Sunday, and it was Easter Sunday. I called them on Monday, and they were able to get me in for my first appointment that Wednesday, which was good. The doctor said, like, oh yeah, they usually don't bring people in this early, but, you know, it's not a bad thing. Like, we'll get all your blood work and urine and all that stuff, like, taken care of right now, and then next time you come back, it'll just be like a regular follow-up. No big deal. So I had my first appointment. I guess that would be, I think I was about 5 weeks then. And really the only symptom I had at that point was nausea. The nausea had literally started, like, the night that I found out I was pregnant. Like, we went to my sister-in-law's house, my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law's house, for, like, an Easter meal, and, like, I don't know if it was just the food that I ate at the time or what, but, like, I felt kind of nauseous, and it just kind of continued that way for the next like month. And it was all day, every day, no matter what I did. There were some things that I did that helped. Like, I couldn't really drink water at all because the taste of water just made me feel even more nauseous. So I was drinking a lot of like Gatorade just to keep myself hydrated. I know people are like, oh, but there's sugar in it. But honestly, if I had the choice between a sugary drink that's going to keep me hydrated and drinking absolutely nothing and getting dehydrated, I'm going to pick the one that keeps me hydrated because I know that's important, especially when you're pregnant, to stay hydrated. And I was also drinking a lot of ginger ale too. So I was like alternating Gatorade and ginger ale. And then if I was feeling like okay for a little bit in between drinking those, I would try to take like sips of really, really cold water because that was really the only way I could tolerate it. And like it couldn't be a lot at a time. Like obviously I have this like giant thing that I drink now, but at the time I could not handle anything even remotely like that. So yeah, that was really my first symptom. After that, I got like a couple headaches, but it wasn't really that bad. And I had a lot of like chest soreness. I never really had that before, ever. I know some people say that that's like a usual symptom of PMS for them, but I had never had that happen, and I don't know if it's just because of them like growing, or I know like your nipples darken and stuff, which has already happened. Sorry if that's TMI, but I'm just letting you know what's going on. They do get pretty sore, and it's very uncomfortable. And I bought a few new bras that I think should make me a little more comfortable, but I've also been wearing a lot of sports bras because they just, since there's more room in them, they're just more comfortable, then they don't hurt as much. I've also had a lot of gas, which is weird, and not like farting kind of gas, but like a lot of burping, which for me is very abnormal. Like before I got pregnant, I hardly ever burp, but now it's literally like all the time. And it's weird, like deep burps too. Like it's not just like like it's like deep, and I end up making like a kind of noise like after it. And my husband for the longest time was like, are you okay? Like he didn't know what it was because it wasn't a normal thing for me to be making that noise. And I'm like, this is, I guess, just how I sound now. And then, of course, the other thing was being really tired, which honestly still hasn't left me. I went to the Poconos with some of my friends, I think like 2 or 3 weeks after we found out I was pregnant, and the one day I took 4 naps. Like I was asleep, I think, most of the day. And it's not as bad as that was anymore, but honestly, like on the weekends, I still try to take a nap on like Saturday and Sunday. And honestly, if I could take a nap during the week, like during the workday, I totally would. But I would say a couple days a week, I like fall asleep on the couch after dinner because my body's just exhausted. But some of the things that have helped me, especially with the nausea by far to me was like the worst. Like that was the thing that I really had a hard time with because it was really like all day, every day for like a solid month for me. And I was like, when is this going to be over? And then finally, I think around week 9 to like 12 was when it started to like slow down. And it was only like a couple times a day. And then I would say like once I got into the second trimester, it hasn't really been much at all unless I haven't eaten in a while and my stomach's empty. Then I kind of start to feel a little nauseous. But something that helped me, which I didn't find out until the nausea had started like slowing down, was things that are sour apparently make you feel less nauseous. So I still have on hand Sour Patch Kids gum. And before, I think it was like a Wrigley's sour apple gum. And those, like, as soon as I take them, like, the nausea pretty much goes away. It's literally crazy. It blows my mind. I know a lot of people have suggested putting, like, lemon in your water, because that kind of does the same thing. It gives you like a little bit of that sour taste, and it'll help take the nausea away. It's a weird thought, and I kind of wish I would have known that earlier, because I would have tried it earlier and seen if that helped. My doctor had also put me on vitamin B6 and Unisom, which really helped when I first started taking it. Like, not the vitamin B6 by itself, but the combination. Something about the Unisom just like really calmed my stomach, and I would say for like a solid week it had gotten a lot better, and then it kind of came back. So I don't know if my body just like got used to it and it was like, nice try, but we're still gonna get you nauseous. And then I was also taking crushed up ginger root in a pill, but I noticed that I had to take that like at the same time every day. I couldn't wait until I felt nauseous, because then it wouldn't really help that much. So I was taking it like right when I got to work in the morning, and then like around like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and that seemed to help a little bit too. So that was what helped me in the first trimester, and that was kind of a little rundown of all of my symptoms and all of the things that I experienced. I did have my first ultrasound at 10 weeks, which I'm going to insert a clip of that because it's really cute at the end of this video, so I hope you guys enjoy that. If there's anything more specific that you want me to go into, let me know, and I will definitely make a video about that. But that's it for this video, so enjoy the little clip at the end, and I will see you guys next time.